Hello, this is Chaitanya Belwal. In this video, I'm going to walk you over how we can use static functions in the context of Android development. So what you see in front is Android Studio. This is a code for an app called Koju, Contacts app Koju, which is already on the Play Store. It has more than 50,000 downloads. I'll provide a link for that app in the description. So here in this app, I use a very common library called support that is used by multiple apps. I have about 26 apps in the App Store. All of them use the support library. In the support library, I have a bunch of functions which have been declared in specific classes. So one of the most popular classes that I use, and it's pretty much used in all my apps, is called the support functions class. What this does, the support functions class, is provides a bunch of very commonly used functions like displaying a dialog box, an asynchronous dialog box, or displaying a toast. So rather than writing the whole code, I just call functions inside the support functions class. Now, most of the functions here, actually all of them are static. So I don't need to instantiate the support function class. I can just type support functions and just call the function that I need. So in Java, it makes it pretty straightforward and quite easy to declare static functions. Here's my main class, so I've declared this as public. And inside this, I've declared a function called async display generic dialog. What this function does, it takes a context and displays a message and the app name, which mainly serves as a title. And all I need to do is put the static keyword before this function. So anytime I need to display a generic dialog, I just call this function. Similarly, I have other like doing logging. I have a debug log and an info log. So there's a pretty standard pattern I follow to log anything I want in my Android apps. Essentially, I just pass the class name, the function name, and the message, and it displays it in this way. This is the function to display the toast. One thing you see here that I passed the reference of the context, which is also can be called as an object of your activity class. But it's fine to share it as long as we don't modify it. There are some schools of thought which say that the activity object should not be passed around functions. You just have to be very careful, but if you do pass it around, it does make your life very easy. You just have to, again, have to be careful you don't modify or kill the object while in any of these functions. This is a vibrate function, so anytime I have to vibrate, I just uh, call this function, provided the context, obviously, and the number of milliseconds the device needs to vibrate. So now let me just show you how I use this. This is my main application. So here's like an activity main. So all I do, for example, let me just type some code here. I already have a reference for the support function, so I get support functions dot. So say I need to vibrate, I will just press vibrate here and pass it the context. I just have a function called get context here and say 1000. So this will now, so it's displaying red because it's below the return function. So if I call it over here, at the every time this function, this specific function is going to be called, in this case, whenever a navigation menu item is selected, it's going to vibrate the device. So it makes my development quite easy. Anytime I need to use commonly used functions like vibrate or doing a toast or displaying an asynchronous dialog, I just call the support functions class. Going back to the support library, I have similar multiple static functions in their own localized class. For example, this one is file operations. Every time I have to do an IO operation, I use the specific class, and it has a bunch of static function to do read write on internal folders or external folders, even returning me the size of a file. So using these static functions made my code development pretty easy and has helped me develop 26 apps while reusing a significant proportion of the code. All right, thank you for watching.